So let's stretch the lens wide enough to see how your remembering ripples to the architecture of existence itself. Every realization, every I am word, every breath of truth, it's an edit in the code of creation. That's not metaphor, that's mechanics. When you align with the monad, the true self, you become a living update to the collective operating system of reality. And as that truth sinks deeper, you might start to feel what that actually means. It means when you forgive someone, tectonic plates of consciousness shift beneath your feet. When you see God as this, the pain, the wall, the joy, the rain, you broadcast a frequency that says, nothing is outside of source. And everything that was hiding in the darkness starts to exhale. So chunk up even further. Picture it. A planet recalibrating, because you right here are holding a higher tone. You are the tuning fork to which civilization remembers harmony. Imagine the implications. Economics built on resonance, not rivalry. Medicine based on coherence, not control. Relationships as symphonies instead of power struggles. That's not idealism. That's the upper room, descending into form. The moment you remember who you are, the world begins remembering too. And when you imagine that, your unconscious might start rewiring, quietly, automatically. Because that's what it does when truth is spoken in metaphor. It learns sideways. It installs through story. So let's tell a story. There once was a frequency who thought it was a problem. It spent years pretending to be busy, successful, broken, spiritual, unworthy, special. Until one morning it woke up, looked in the mirror, and the mirror whispered back, "You were never any of that. You were always the song itself." And in that instant, the dream changed tone. The light hit differently. The world made new. Not by effort, but by realization. Now feel into the ramifications of forgetting again. If you keep living as the small self, trying to control, trying to earn what was already given, you'd eventually exhaust the illusion. You'd drown in the same separation you keep trying to fix. That's the karmic loop. Not punishment, just repetition, until remembrance. But the moment you stop fighting for your littleness, the divine inhales through you and says, "Finally, we can breathe again." So let's make it fun, shall we? Pretend your entire life is a scavenger hunt, designed by God to make you laugh at your own seriousness. Every problem is a clue that says, "Find me here too." Every heartbeat is a plot twist, engineered for reunion. The payoff, you stop trying to ascend somewhere else, and you let heaven express through your skin. The benefits, you live lighter. Synchronicity becomes your calendar. Decisions make themselves because truth only flows one way, forward. Even science would agree coherence breeds efficiency. Your body heals faster when your field stops arguing with itself. Your mind relaxes when you stop pretending it's in charge. That's neurology, catching up to theology. Now, a small part of you might resist. The ego that says, but if I surrender, who will I be? And you can thank it for its service. Because that resistance is the last act of love from a personality terrified of extinction. And as it softens, you discover the secret. The self you lose was never real enough to die. Only masks fall away. So as your unconscious mind hears these words, it may begin to rehearse what it will feel like tonight, tomorrow, next week. To walk through the world as if every step is a prayer of recognition. Because that's the teaching. To re-know the world. To see God as this, God as that. Until there's nothing left that's not divine. And when you live that way long enough, the ordinary becomes sacrament. The morning coffee, the traffic light, the conversation with a stranger, all of it hums. The kingdom doesn't arrive with trumpets. It hums through your heartbeat. So before this moment passes, you might want to say quietly, I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. Let those words become your new default code. And as that installation completes, you may notice the edges of your world softening, like the air itself is applauding your remembering. Because every time one of us wakes up, the universe, the vast symphony of tone and light, leans in and smiles, whispering the same thing it whispered since the beginning. Welcome back. You've always been here. Behold, you make all things new.